All right, perfect. Let's get started. So again, welcome to Mr. Top Tick, the Income Navigator service here. Hopefully that's what you signed up for, and that's why you're here today. So we're going to jump into this today just to give you a good, again, overview of how to use the service best. There's plenty of stuff here already, but I want to make sure with so many new people coming on board that we do make sure that you get a good sense of how we work, how things operate, and using it to the best of your ability, as well as using it to the best of what we do for you. So if you're brand new and you haven't jumped in, I'm sure you don't need to worry about welcome here, but tech support, if you are here and you're struggling with anything from a support standpoint, make sure if you're not seeing all the channels you think you should, just pop something in the tech support here. Igor will make sure that you are all set. But really, it all begins here with getting started. And I'm going to go through this briefly because you can all read. I don't need to read to you, but I do want to make sure that you're using this the right way. And there is another video in here, this Discord overview, which is really, really good. So if you haven't watched it, go through and watch that again. And if it's been a while, rewatch it as well. But what I want you to make sure that you're thinking about here is how do we use it and get started. So what I really want you to do, if you're a new member here, is I prefer if you actually did not trade for about a week. So I prefer if you didn't take any trades, any alerts, anything for a whole week. Not even posting new ideas or anything for a week. Just give yourself a week to get acclimated to the service. It's really, really important that you don't just rush in and try to do everything on day one, because it is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not a way to, make $1 million tomorrow. It takes time to become great at anything, and you really want to focus on one thing at a time. So I'm going to ask you that if you're a brand new member here, don't trade for one full week. If today's your first day, great. Let's wait till next Monday before you place a trade here, if you can help yourself doing it. It's going to take you that long, I think, to get acclimated. So a couple things. Number one, make sure you get familiar with the channels, and I'm going to go through these today with you on what channels are what, how to best navigate around. It can be a little confusing. We'll continue to try to make sure that we're adding or streamlining the service as well. But get familiar with all of the channels available, number one. Number two, read the strategy guides and watch the strategy guide videos. That will take you a week in itself to do that. It will eliminate 90% of the questions that you might have within your first couple of weeks here, if you just read and go through. I know it's tough. You signed up. You feel like it's ticking away. I don't care whether you paid the full boat. It's only $150, or you paid, a discount to join for the first month or something. Everybody wants to get in and start making money, because you feel like, oh, every day that I don't place a trade, okay, if $150 is absolutely that critical that you cannot invest it in yourself for the next 30 days, it's probably not the right opportunity to get into something. You have to invest in yourself, invest in your own learning, and that's what this is all about. So it's built to strengthen your learning and make you a better trader overall, no matter what size account you have. So get familiar with the channels, review the strategy guides, which we're going to do, and then review and watch the Build Your Trade Plan, so you get a sense of how my trades are structured, how other trades may be structured. We don't all trade the same, as you may or may not know in here. And then there's hundreds of videos in the video vault. If you've been watching on YouTube, you've seen some of them, but you can rewatch them all here in the video vault as well. And I'll tell you the difference between the videos that are in strategy guides and the videos that are in the video vault. And then be an active member. Don't be a wallflower. I was doing a training this morning on a business that I have, and I do coaching for schools. And one of the things for my clients that I do is you've got to make sure that you take full responsibility, okay, for yourself and for doing the work, okay? As I said, this is not a magic pill. It's not a get rich quick piece. This takes time to master, okay? But you have to show up, okay? You have to do the work, and it's totally on you to do the learning. We will help you every step of the way, but you really need to, to become active. And active here means bringing great ideas, maybe asking why a lot. Why do you do this? Why don't you do that? Those are great. I'll tell you, one of the reasons I started here as a member, 4 or 5 years ago. I was a member here, and the reason was it was a good service with some really great traders, Igor and Gabe and others that were in here, and I wanted to learn. Okay, I wanted to learn more, but what I really wanted to do was I started posting my trades, and I posted my trades for a few reasons. Number one, accountability. If I post my trades, then it holds me accountable for posting stuff that's smart, not stupid. Okay, and eventually, as I became more of a moderator and an admin here, that became even more important. Is I'm not going to post a trade that I think is going to get somebody killed. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean you win every trade, okay? But, I've got to make sure that I'm posting smart. And we're going to talk about that when we get to the member trades area. But being active here means asking why a lot, and B, posting your trades and holding yourself accountable as well. And then, so that's being active. Number 6 here, we post all of our trades live. They're usually within a few minutes of the trade going in. So we will post all the trades. You'll see what's there. And then there's also multiple accounts in those services. So there are accounts for small investors. There's accounts for medium size or larger type accounts. And then there's also IRA accounts. And then there's also larger, even portfolio margin style trades that are even larger for big accounts. So find what works for you, okay? But start at the beginning and work your way up, okay? And then again, as I mentioned here, take it all in and don't just follow alerts, okay? Learn the strategies and figure out what fits your style. Just because I do it or Igor does it or Gabe does it or somebody else posts a trade doesn't mean you should follow them all, okay? If it doesn't fit my strategy, I'm not doing it. If Gabe posts something that doesn't fit into my portfolio or my strategies, I'm probably not going to follow it. If Igor posts something that doesn't fit into my strategies, I'm not going to follow it, and vice versa. If I'm posting something that doesn't match with them, they're not going to follow it either. Okay, so not every trade needs to be taken here. You got to figure out first what your plan is, and then second, you can start to trade according to that. So as we browse through the channels here, I also want you to make sure that you look at pinned messages in the channel. How do you find pinned messages? Well, if you scroll up in the upper right here, you'll see this little thumbtack for pinned messages. Okay, so you can see messages that we may have pinned because we feel they're extraordinarily important. And I'll talk more about those as we go through. And again, there's a great video here, the Discord server overview, similar to what we're doing today, but this will give you a good overview of how to use the service and probably some things I'll miss today as well. And then my little piece here is try to master one thing at a time. Don't try to trade 18 different trades on 18 different things. Whether if you like the 111, 112, 11X, 113, whatever trades, if you like those, great, trade it. Okay. But don't try to trade that in a strangle and naked puts and leap puts and trade T-bills and trade butterflies. Don't try to do it all at the same time. Pick one trade and become great at it, then move on to the next. All right. And my last thing here again is just don't copy the alerts. Just take those as ideas. So let's start to move down throughout the Discord here. So again, start here. It's where I want you guys to start. Go to getting started where we are here today. Read through this and just follow this as you go down. Okay. Member testimonials is simply here that if you feel you're getting something out of the service, drop us a testimonial so that we can use it and give you a shout out as well. And we can get out to more and more people. All right, in general here, so if we go into general, there's announcements. These are general announcements. Not, you know, if it's important or a birthday or something like that, you know, we're going to just post. This is for everyone. So some general announcements may drop in there. Public chat is for everyone. This public chat, okay, which I don't really jump into too often, but this public chat also is for people that aren't members here as well. So they may not be a paying member. They may be in the free section of the Discord, which doesn't give them access to, you know, alerts or the main channels. But there may be people in public here. So if you want to just chat on random things, you certainly can do that. News, just some updates from Financial Juice and just some information here for you. If you want to get into off-topic subject matters that don't fit into something, then perfectly feel free to post something here that is not a trading related topic. Okay, here. And then the P&L. If you really think you've got a great P&L feedback on trades that you're doing, feel free to go ahead and post some of those in here. It's always great to see what other people are doing and how well people are doing in here too. So feel free to post your P&L on a daily basis if you feel it's, you know, a great day, a great trade, something along those lines. All right, let's get into trade alerts here. So in trade alerts, there are multiple trade alerts. Number one is there are Igor's Income Navigator trades. So in Igor's trades, each post has its description. So for example here, Igor posted this trade today. So this is one of Igor's Monday, Wednesday, Friday SPY put trades that he does, and he posted in here. So he sold the January 19th put in here. So the January 19th 420 put on SPY. Okay, he took in a $1.32 credit. His target is 80% of credit, so he'll buy to close this at a 26-cent debit. Okay. And then his stop loss would be 3x the credit, or he might be willing to take assignment. All depends on, you know, the market and his portfolio at that particular point in time. All right, I'm just trying to keep up if there's any questions. Yes, everything's always recorded. There's nothing I do that's not recorded and put into this service. So you'll be able to watch this later on as well. And I recommend that you do. Go back and rewatch it at least once. Okay. A couple things you don't need to do in these. Now, these are individual posts. Okay. So this is Igor's trade. Okay. One individual trade from Igor. Okay. You do not need to post the fact that you are in the trade. Okay. That doesn't really help anybody learn anything, and it gums up the channel. So what I'll ask you to do is, I know you're excited. Put it in member trades. If you want to get into a trade, great. Post it in member trades that you're into a certain trade. You don't need to fill up the actual post with the fact that you just got into the same trade we posted, okay, or that you got a better deal or something on it or whatever. It really doesn't matter, okay? Trade alerts are ideas. They're ideas for you that you can take into account. Here's an idea. Do I want to put on a SPY put? Do I want to go in with Igor's, you know, strategy of every Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Do I want to engage in that? Maybe. Here's an idea. It's a good reminder that there's an idea or an opportunity to do so. You can ask questions about the trade. Okay. And sometimes, you know, our members will respond. And then if we feel the response is correct, we may let it go. Otherwise, we will respond to the initial question that's posed to us as moderators here. And sometimes the members will post. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're not. You take those with a grain of salt. Sometimes our responses are good. Sometimes not. But if you really want to know what we're thinking, we will answer those questions for you. Okay, so here's some ideas. You know, can you do XSP or something like that along the lines? It's fine. But again, you can post any questions about that specific trade, but don't get off the subject. Okay. All right. You know, all of a sudden now we're into UPro, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing in here at all, because maybe it gives somebody an idea, but then don't go into UPro and then think, okay, well, I do it every 3 weeks. Don't completely change the purpose of the post. The post is, here's the alert. Do you have questions on it? Do you want to know the why? And do you want to know what we're thinking of? Post those, okay? Post questions, ask us why, challenge the post. It's all good, but don't get off the topic and go in a completely different direction, okay? Here's a post from a couple hours ago. Another put, January 19th put, 355 put from Igor. That's in there here, and he gives you his little trade summaries periodically in here too, so you can see how well this is done. He's got a great win rate on this, so a 97% win rate. He's averaging about $101 a trade. Average loser would be about $400 a trade. His P&L right now is almost $25,000 on this trade, and he's done 305 of these trades over the last few years here. All right, so it's important to get a sense of what it is and see why. Now, if you have a question, okay, you can get into it. Let's just not get off the subject here and get carried away. But if it's related to that particular trade, great, ask questions. Here's an XSP bear trap trade. So this is Igor's version of the 112 trade. And we've used the word bear trap for a long time in this Discord. So we started using the word bear trap. And you'll see it used interchangeably. You can use the word 112 bear trap. I use the word bear trap for a completely different style trade, which is where we started a trade, many years ago. So Igor may use the word bear trap. The shape is essentially the same. There's a tail up front. Okay, that if we go higher, we stick in the tail. If we fall into the trap down here, it's the trap. We call it the bear trap. The shape is the same, but there are many ways to put that particular trade on. Igor has some different strategies. I have several different strategies. Question in chat. If you have a question regarding something that you or Igor does say, how can we use how can we use your teaching? Do we direct the question to you or Igor? Yeah. If you want us to specifically answer it, just respond directly to us or put our name, use the @ sign like @Igor here. So this particular question, Igor, what's the account size for this 5 lot? Okay, and then he'll talk about it. What's the account size for this 5 lot? This trade has to be done in a portfolio margin account. That would make it at least 125K or more. For smaller account size, you can use a trade like the 1122 instead. Okay, so if you want us to specifically answer it, because if you post a trade, you're going to get other members posting here. Some of the members have been around for quite a while. Some of the members have been around for about an hour. So take any answers with a grain of salt with it. But if you want Gabe or Igor or I or Gary to specifically respond to you, and we're really the 3 moderators of this channel. So you've got myself, you've got Igor, you've got Gabe, and you've got Gary. And the 4 of us, for the most part, will help you with anything. And if you have something that's fixed income related, you can address that specifically to Ed as well. So Notional Ed will help you with that as well. All right, I'll get to some of your other chat questions here. The invariable spreadsheet, we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so let's look at Tom's trades. So those were Igor's trades. Here's my trades. Now I do separate my trades into 3 portfolios. Okay, there's my Income Navigator trades, which are the ones that I use in my standard account, which is now, we started here about $30,000. It's now $324,000 account. Okay, that's a standard trading account using Reg T margin. Okay, right now that's how that account is configured. There's also a small account, which is when we started here. I started this account with $10,000. It's now up to 15 and change. Okay, and then there's an IRA account. This IRA account is a $200,000 IRA, so that you can get a sense of how differently do we trade in a small account versus an IRA account. versus a decent sized trading account, and you can start to scale or get ideas from each. I may do similar trades, but they're going to have different buying power. They might be using MES instead of ES. They might be using SPX. Who knows? Each trade may be slightly different. Okay, the IRA account started at 200,000 and it is at 240,000. So that's this since the beginning of this year. So January 1st, 200,000. It's 240,533 today. Okay, and that's after a distribution of $12,000 in that account because I shared an account that someone's taking a distribution out of. It was a nice $200,000 easy account to set up here. All right, so hopefully that makes sense to you. And again, the small account started at 10 grand. It's now at 15 grand. Right, it takes a while to build it up. And I don't add funds to any of these accounts in the service. So all of the accounts in this service are based on original contributions, and I have never added to them. All of the accounts are located in Tastyworks. Every account that I have, okay, whether it's for this service or any other service, every account I have is in Tasty, except for one small account that I left in Toss so that I could use the charting. And that's it. And that account has one trade in it. All right, so let's get into Tom's trades here. And you can see my different trades. Now, originally in the Tom IN trades, I did have, the different tags here for an IN trade, an IRA trade, or a small account trade. Once the IRA trades have all been opened and have all been closed here, and then new trades have been opened in the IRA account, then this trade will not have those tabs any longer. All right, I've also changed and added an open and a closed. If you are looking for a closed trade, and let's say I want to trade, okay, that has, maybe I'm looking for a trade that has 2255. I knew that was one of the strikes. Okay, I can just type that in here, and I can click on closed because I only want to see closed trades with that strike. So you can see here that there's an IRA trade and an Income Navigator trade. So if I just wanted to look at only Income Navigator trades, okay, I should be able to do that as well. Right? Not sure why the IRA trade is showing up. Well, maybe because of anything that has that moniker on it. All right, so IN trades, okay, that have the 2255 strike. It's an easy way to find a trade. I have started numbering all of the trades. So if you are looking for trade number 14, okay, all right, it will find trade number 14. So all of my trades now are numbered, the last 14 trades. Okay, so I've been numbering them to make it easy for you to find those trades. So if you saw a trade and you remember the number. Now, when I do post a trade here, and let's clear this out. So one quick way is to search. Okay, now you can also see as you scroll through all these different channels, anything that's white has a recent post to it. Okay, so anything white, okay, has something that's been posted to it. Okay, so you can see if there's been activity in that trade. So here, okay, you can see that somebody today, Jay Sauls, at 118, okay, posted this, and he was responding to Tony. So Tony is a great use of this here. Tony, I don't know if you're on here or not, but you might be. Tony's not on here. As far as I can tell, unless the Zoom name is different. But anyway, is this trade considered a new trade since it was open October 19th, but the alert says 46 minutes ago? No, it just means that somebody today posted something, and that's why it's white. So it's white because something was posted in here. If you want to follow a trade, okay, and there's a trade that's been posted, you can always follow the post. Okay, because I posted it, I'm following it. Okay, you can create notification settings. Okay, but you can click on and follow this post. I'm not going to unfollow it here because I don't want it to stop doing anything for me, but you can follow the post as well so that you get alerted essentially when somebody posts something different to that particular trade. Members, again, can post questions about specific trades. Okay. But then you also get people posting, I'm in. So just don't do that. Okay. It's great that you're in the trade, but it just mucks it up. And then all of a sudden it's white now. Everyone's got to go check out the trade, and all they're seeing is I'm in at some sort of price. You don't need to do that. Make it easy for everyone else to use the service. All right. And Jay Sauls had a good response here. It wasn't a new trade. It's just because Hardika responded into the thread. Okay. And he asked if I should roll up, or, is it a good idea to roll up, apparently the whole thing for a credit, or rolling up, I guess, the naked puts for a credit of $14. So he wants to roll up the naked puts on this particular trade. So I'll take a look at that. But if you want my response, okay, use the @Tom King, okay, and not just type my name, Tom, okay, because it doesn't alert me that you asked me a question here, okay, and if I don't see something that's specific to me, I may not read it, okay, just because there's an alert in a post, okay, if it's not directed to me, I'm not going to necessarily read it. I have a million things to respond to. All right. So there's some of the IN trades. So you can see my trades are in here. Again, eventually, and you can see what's open, okay, and what's not. So if I wanted to know just what's open, I just click open, and I can see only open trades now, which will help you whittle it down quite a bit. And eventually, we'll get rid of those. So as I close a trade too, I do change it from open to closed. And then I organize them by strangle, long-term 112, spec trades, 112s, hedges, leaps. That's pretty much it. I think there's one other one here. This small account. So that's it. Okay, I categorize them by that so that I can see. Overall, it's easy to track. If you want to just look at open strangles, potentially you could do that as well, and then do your search that way. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. You can check out the small accounts. Right now, I only have one in here because all of the old small account trades are still in Tom's, the Tom IN trades until they're all gone. All the new trades will be in here, easy to find. Okay, IRA trades, all the same. And then Gabe trades as well. So if you want to find what Gabe's trading, he's got awesome stuff in here. Don't ignore what you see from Gabe, Igor, myself. Hey, I came here because I like the 112 trade. Great. Okay. Fantastic. It may be all you ever need, but if you want to learn, once you've mastered that, start to master some of the other trades. So, there is no Igor trading plan, by the way. Okay. So you can find his trade alerts, and sometimes he'll describe what he's doing, but Igor does not have a trade plan. There is no broader Igor or Gabe trade plan here, just me. I'm the only one who shared that. But you can see from Gabe, you can see his year-to-date trade. So he posted what he's doing here. You can see, again, it's not his trade plan, but you can get a sense of what is Gabe's trade plan as you look through his trades. All right, number one, Gabe loves to do short-term broken wing butterflies. Gabe is a master at the butterfly trade. Okay. Look through his posts, watch his trade. When he opens the trade, what happens? How does he adjust it? He added 2 more. Okay. Does he adjust his trades? How is he adjusting his trades? Okay. Okay, here, doing an adjustment to help reduce risk to the upside. He posts his adjustment. Okay. You can ask why he's doing the adjustment. Okay. But you can find and watch his trades. Okay, here's another adjustment. Okay, I'm making another adjustment in case we gap down. Okay, he continues to modify that trade. Okay, so we will continue to modify these trades as we go. So Gabe, if you want to learn butterflies, he is the man, any type of butterfly, broken wing butterflies, standard butterflies, but he is the master of the broken wing butterfly. All right, something we all used to trade quite a bit more ago, and really it's Gabe trading it more now than anybody. You and I don't trade it quite as much, although I do trade it on occasion, is the scaling rut butterfly. A good example here of how that trade is created, how it's adjusted. Now here's a second tranche, okay? And what would happen if we move from a second tranche to a third tranche, remove a tranche, and you can see how that trade scales and grows as it goes. There is some stuff in the forums as well on the rut scaling butterfly if you want to learn that trade. Here's a 132 butterfly, again, another broken wing butterfly type, doing the 132 trade from Gabe, and on and on and on. So you get the fact. Here's again another rut scaling butterfly that he's done. Okay, here's a fully scaled 3-tiered butterfly. So 1 tier, what it looks like, 2 tiers, it's got a much broader flat top, and then by the time you get 3 tiers on, this is the shape of that particular butterfly. And then you can start to make other modifications that might adjust how this trade works as well, and how we move the tent or increase the size of the tent, what we might do on that. So lots of education in here. You can go to school on this and learn how to trade and adjust butterflies and a lot of other trades. So good stuff from Gabe here as well. And in his year-to-date trades, he gives you a sense of how things are going. All right, so there's alerts. Hopefully that helps you get it figured out. And I mean, some of you, I think, are already answering some of the questions here already, but there's the alerts. Take them as ideas, not as gospel, and make sure that the trade makes sense for you. If I post a trade, okay, and it's an LE strangle here, which is not doing too well today, does this seem like a trade that you want to do? Does this gold strangle seem like a trade you want to do? Does it fit your trading style? Here's a long-term 112 trade. Here's a standard 112. So anything that doesn't have the LT is a standard 112 trade. Okay, and you can see when I click on these, or when you look at all my trades, the very first post underneath the title of the post tells you exactly what was the trade. Okay, and again, January 19th, that's the exact day. Okay, that is not how it's going to appear on Toss, okay, or any other brokerage platform besides Tasty. That's the actual day of the expiration, January 19th. You want to look for the DTE so that you can find that on your trading platform. I'm telling you, this is a new 112 trade at 60 DTE. All you have to do is go to your trading platform, look up the expiration that's at 60 days, and you'll know what that trade was. Now, this trade is also a scaling 112, so this will be a little bit different, and I explain that in here. I'm going to show you how to do a tiered 112 trade so you can get a sense of what that is and what it's going to look like. Now, here's a good example. Have you experimented by adding, okay, this is not the place to post experiment questions. If you want to experiment, if you want to create some different trades or some different things, then fantastic. Let's put that in the forum, not in this, because it has nothing to do with this particular trade. And now people have to sift through all of these other posts in here. Okay, now people are even naming it. Okay, we don't need to do all of that. Okay, the most important thing here is if it's related to this trade and you have a question, okay, post a question. Why? Why do you do that? What's the management of this? What do we do? Why? How do we adjust? Okay, what should I do? Type of thing. Anything that's related to this particular trade, go ahead and post it. If it's not this particular trade, you want to create your own version of this trade, create a forum or post it in member trades. Okay, that's the best way to do that so we don't just get way off the topic. Now, this might be a cool idea, okay, but it's going to get lost here because no one's going to go here and look for these particular ideas. And then here is this thing just taking off on its own, getting a mind of its own, and now this trade, okay, has gotten way out of control. Okay, and now you have to sift through a bunch of things, and members, especially new members, are now confused as to what the heck is actually going on in that trade, because people are posting something in there. The easiest way to find current trades, okay, is you just click on Tom's IN trades, and that should be pretty much in order for the most part of what's open. So click on open trades, and then you can see all of the open trades, and they're also organized, okay, by number. So the highest number is obviously going to be the more recent ones, okay, but it will sort here. Okay, so the sorting mechanism here is going to be sorting by who posted something recently. Okay, so again, if we jam it up with a bunch of unrelated topics and I'm-ins, it really screws up order and makes it hard for everybody. So do yourself and everyone else a favor and keep the comments specifically to that particular trade. If not, we can experiment. It's all good. That's what we do. All right, so let's get into the Income Navigator channels here. The first one is chat. And again, this chat for Income Navigator really should be about the strategies and the trades that we're using. If it's specific to a trade, go ahead and post in that one trade. If it's strategy related or something related to the trades we're doing, great, post it in here. If it's totally not a trading question, then go up here and put it in, off topic, or create a forum for it. Hey, I want to talk about hedging, and then we get into a massive hedging discussion. There's a whole forum on hedging we'll get to in a second. Okay, so keep it related. All right, so that'll give you an idea. But now we got to sift through all kinds of stuff to get a sense of what's actually a valid trade information or not. Now, some of this stuff is good, so there's a lot of really good members posting some really good quality in here, so you can get a sense of that. Can someone clarify the stop loss on a 112 trade? Are we putting it on based off the trap or the initial credit? What's the multiple? Okay, great. The question I would have my answer for this is always, did you read the trade plan first? Because it's spelled out pretty specifically in the trade plan, okay? Which is why I want you to take the time to go up to strategy guides and getting started, and take a week to go through that stuff before you start asking questions. Now, people will jump in and they'll start to help you as well, but asking questions that are already in the getting started is not a great way to go about things here. Read and take it all in first, and then we can get to it, getting a little bit more involved. All right, so there's the Income Navigator. So the Income Navigator chat is really great for anything specific to our strategies or our trading style. That's pretty much it. If you want to throw out a new trade idea, create a forum for it. Now, you can do a post here that links to the forum page, which is all great. How do I link to the forum page? Any page I want to link to, if I right click, I can go to copy link, and now I have the link for that particular post or that particular channel. So you can right click on, and you can actually right click on someone's post. If I love Kevin's I'm in there post here, okay, I can copy the message link and post it somewhere else so that they can actually jump right to Kevin's post. Okay, so if Kevin's got something great to share with that, then I'm going to post a link to his post. But use the forum as a great place to learn for you. All right, member trades. There's 17 posts in member trades here. Post your trades. If you have trades that you want to share, okay, as opposed to in our alerts saying I'm in at 47 cents, post your trades in member trades. Okay. What I don't want you to do in member trades is post your result with not ever posting the original trade. That does nobody any good. If you're going to post in member trades, post your opening trade and your trade idea initially, then you can follow it, and then you can link to it Okay. But if you're just posting, hey, I just made $6,000 on a trade, and you never posted the initial trade, well, that doesn't do anybody any good. Okay? I can't post all my trades as, there's a reason on YouTube I post only my trade results and not the opening trade. My trades are posted here for members. Okay. The why, the trade, the why I got into it, all of that information is here. Okay. On YouTube, I'm only posting results. That doesn't do anybody any good. Now, it gives you a sense on YouTube, if you're not a member, of what we're trading, how we're trading to an extent. And many of you came here because of YouTube channels, and you saw some trades on there, which is fantastic. And you probably started messing around with it because I did give quite a bit of info. But if you wanted the actual trades, I'm not providing that, because again, that doesn't do anybody any good to know the trade. So if you're going to post in member trades, post a trade so people can ask questions about it. And maybe, again, you can learn stuff. There are some fantastic traders here. Okay, B Water, great trader. Okay, Slosstock, good trader, known him for a while from other groups. Finally got him to jump into here a bit as well. Very educated guy, knows his stuff. Okay, been following a bit. He's a pretty standard 112 trader, and he's got a really easy way of doing it. Gabe's in here as well, so you can follow what Gabe's doing. He may be answering questions. You'll get to learn. Okay, Mr. Vegas. So JT, Jim. Jim is a great trader. Jim and I meet every Sunday with a couple other traders and discuss trades. Fantastic trader. Been doing it a long time. Jim has an automated system. He automates a lot of 0 DTE trades. You'll find him in that channel quite a bit as well. Really experienced trader. Okay, so you can find a lot of good guys posting trades. Manuel's been around for quite a while here, so he's doing some pretty unique things. So there's some really good traders in here that you guys can follow and see what they're doing. Again, just like my alerts, take them as ideas and then start experimenting to see what makes sense for you. All right, so, and then as we go down, the 11X bear trap. I kind of stay out of this channel. It's a little, I leave it for Igor a little bit more, but it's really for discussing the actual 112 pretty much trades and trade styles. Igor spends a lot more time in here. I will spend some time in here if you ask me a specific question, like this. So again, put the @ in my name, Matt here, and I will give you a direct answer for that. It alerts me that, hey, I got something, I need to answer a question specifically here. Otherwise, I may flow in, I may flow out of this, but if you want me to answer a specific question, great. Just pose it, tag me in the question, and I will give you a direct answer. If not, you'll get answered, okay, by 10 other people anyway, because everybody loves to chime in. And you get some really great answers. And sometimes you get some pretty unique things that may make your trading even better that way. So this is all about the bear trap trades, the 112 trades, and you can get into them a little bit more involved and a little bit more in depth just to spend time there. Again, the Income Navigator chat gets gummed up a lot with a lot of kind of nonsense a bit. So the 11X bear trap will give you a much more specific channel for just those trades. Smaller account, this is where I post anything that's related to just the small account. The small account is a slow grower, slow mover. It's a small account. If you're trading the long-term 112, I'm only putting trades on once a month or maybe every 2 weeks at most. So there's really not much happening in the meantime there. If I see something or have something I can share with you, I will absolutely do it. If not, it's not as active of a trade group. Now, there are others in here, and Slosstock is a good example of that. He's in here quite a bit, sharing what he's doing. Perfectly fine. Okay. Other members may be sharing exactly how they're trading their small portfolio. If you have a specific question for me, tag it. And I do jump in here, but I may not be in there all the time because I've got multiple channels. Same thing with the IRA. The IRA, I don't think I've had I had one trade close like in a week. Or in a month, I may not trade much, at all for like 2 weeks, and then there might be 2 or 3 trades. All right. Again, you can also look at pinned messages. We talked about this before. If it's important, we pin it. So here is an IRA review for July that I pinned in here. It gives you a sense of how I did in July. If you go to the Income Navigator chat and we look at pinned messages, there's a lot of stuff in here. So there's quite a few things here. These are old, but there's a lot of little gems in the pin trade. So that I talked about it back in the getting started, that, hey, look at the pinned stuff too. As you're reading, read the pinned stuff, because that was important enough for me, or a moderator most likely, to pin it here as something that I think you should read, or something I think is really, really valuable. It may not be even my stuff. Okay, it might be something of somebody else's that we think is really fantastic. Okay, there might be specific trades. Here's why I don't do the weekly strangle trades on ES and GC anymore. Okay, and invariably, most new users start trading, and hey, are you putting on a weekly trade this week? Well, no, because I haven't done that, and my trade plan doesn't reflect that yet, because I haven't put out the new trade plan. Okay, but this is why I don't do the weekly GCES strangles anymore. I still do I still do strangles. I just don't do them weekly, and there's a reason. All right, so read through these pinned posts, because there's some real gems in here that can help you quite a bit on learning, again, how to trade, and some pretty cool little things that maybe members have posted that I thought would be helpful, or somebody thought would be helpful. So there's a lot of pinned posts here. You can spend a day going through the pinned posts in the main channel. And if you go to a smaller account, okay, there's not as many, but there's still a few things there. And in the 112 bear trap, okay, there's no pinned messages. So some channels have a lot, some have very few, but the main channel does have pinned messages. Check those out. All right, there is a charts section. I don't post a ton here, but I do post charts of stocks or indexes or something that I think is a fantastic potential opportunity. Oh, but why, Tom, are you posting charts on stocks and you hate stocks? Okay. I'm just reading any chat things. Here's stuff going on in chat. Okay, just because I don't particularly like stocks doesn't mean everybody doesn't like stocks. If you actually wanted to look for some good trades, there's trade opportunities in here that I give you on Meta or on Google or on Costco. Okay, there's trade, some good opportunities here for overbought stocks. Here's a Head and Shoulders particular pattern on, or a double top, I should say, on Home Depot, Amazon. So there are charts in here. If you want charts, all you have to do is drop a request for that, and I will post charts on any topics or on anything that you would like to see covered. All right, I haven't got to the trading plan yet. So, all right, so zero DTE. If you are a zero DTE trader, jump into this channel. You can see how I'm trading zero DTE and how others may be doing it. If you go to the pinned posts, okay, here's my strategy. So here's my zero DTE strategy. That's what I'm trading. Okay. Here's also somebody wanted to know my settings for my screen and toss. That's where those are. And then Gabe was also sharing this Bear Trap Discord if you want to get GEX charts as well too. But you can also use the search function here and search for something else. You may want to search for, there's a couple, Kevin's in here, trading. Jim is in here, always trading, zero DTE. There's a couple others that I haven't seen Mike today, but Julian is in here as well. And you can search his opening range trade strategy. It's up in here as well. So he uses the initial balance, that opening range. If you do a search, you can search for it up in here in this particular channel and see what you come up with as well. And they'll go through the initial balance trade or something that they're doing. Might be some better ways to search for that. So some good traders in here. Where's Mike? I didn't see him in here. But if you scroll up, you'll find some of the people, and they're sharing their different trades. So Mike B's in here. And Mike's been trading like a 1 DT each type of trade. So there's a handful of us that'll trade 0 DTE. If that's something that you're crazy about and you want to do it, you can check out there. Then there are some ag futures trades in here where, again, if you've got something pertinent to trading ag futures that's pertinent, yes, LE's dropping pretty good today. So LE did have a decent drop on the session, down about 1.8 points. So down a little bit today on that. Oil, pretty much everybody just complaining about their positions in here, but you might find some good opportunities here as to why some things are moving in here as well. So if you want to know more about oil or natural gas, okay, then the metals futures, if you want to check out what's going on in gold, again, mostly people complaining that their position's red, but there's other opportunities in here. So some good stuff here about hedging using gold. That was an interesting question this morning. And any other information you may want on that. And then fixed income. This is pretty much run by Ed Kurtz. So Ed's got his stuff in here. Ed's fantastic at this stuff. So we're glad to have Ed here. If you want to learn how to trade your fixed income stuff, your T-bills, and how to make it work with the different types of accounts you may have, whether it's portfolio margin or a Reg T account. If you're into income trading as well as seeing what else Ed is doing, Ed's also sharing how he's trading his account, right? So he was trading SPY leaps. I think he modified that, and now he's trading some different things. You can follow what Ed's doing. Okay, I think he's doing some shorter SPY puts. Now he's got some 112 trades on. So Ed's giving you an idea of how he's running his account in here. Really, really good stuff. If you want to follow what he's doing, it's great stuff in here. I think, especially if you have a larger account. It doesn't mean you can't do fixed income stuff on small accounts, but I think if you've got a larger account or a PM account, this stuff really makes sense for you. I think it gives you a good sense of how to do it. And if you're a little more risk averse than Igor and myself may be, check out what Ed's doing and how he's running his larger portfolio, because it's really good stuff there. And I think we'll dive more into that with Ed. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be on a Zoom meeting presenting some stuff in about a week or so. So Ed, that's just a heads up for you. So, all right. So I think this week, Gabe will be on. And Gabe and I are going to spend Wednesday talking to you this week. And then next week, I'm hoping Ed can jump on, unless he's vacationing in one of his multi-palatial palaces around the world. But if he's available, then next Wednesday, we'll probably do something with Ed as well. And if you want to come meet us, I think we're going to try to do something down in Florida in a couple months, and you get to meet the whole gang. All right. Anyway, quick question. Is it reasonable to ask you to have a quick look and comment on someone's trading plan, or is it better for the small group training? I think it's going to be better for the small group training, but I will happily do that here, and I'll show you how to do that in 1 second. Okay. All right. So as we move down, we get to strategy guides here. And I'm slowly going through this. I know we're almost at the top of the hour, but I'll try to wrap up quickly for you. We'll talk about small group training in a minute or two. All right. So in the strategy guides, we scroll up to the top here in the strategy guides. All right. And here's my original long-term 112 guide. This was really how I came up with it. I think it's a really good video to watch as to why I went from a 112 to the long-term 112. I was doing the 60 DTE version for years here, and then switched to this because I found a better mousetrap. This explains, okay, exactly why. Okay, so this video here explains exactly why. All right, so the SPY short put mechanics here, if you want to see how Igor's putting on his SPY short puts, it's in strategy guides. The specific strategies are in strategy guides. The leap put trade, if you want to know how I'm doing leap puts, okay, follow along. Okay, see how we're doing the leap put trade. All right. And here's some different information here about building your trade plan and so forth, how to scale into your strategies. Here's some more information. Here's my tracking sheet. So this is the 2023 tracking sheet. You can click on this. It'll take you to the old tracking sheet that I started this year with. It's not the current one, but it still works to track what you're doing. Okay? I will be posting the new one. The new one's undergone some pretty significant renovation in the last really couple weeks. I did a lot of work on it yesterday. It's almost done. I would expect that that will be out this week as well. So you'll see the new strategy guide. It's got a lot more stuff in it. It's a little easier to use, and I'll show you some of the things I've come up with on that spreadsheet. All right, then how to build your trade plans, part 1, 2, and 3. I'd watch them, how to put together and build your own trade plan. If you don't have a trade plan and you're in here, this is where you start. Okay. You start first learning the strategies, figuring out which strategies work for you, and then you build a trade plan around the strategies that you like best. Right? So that'll give you a good indication. In fact, I'm going to pull something up for you. I know we're going to go long, but I don't think I've ever not gone long on training. So bear with me here as we get into this. And let me see if I can pull something up. Hang in there. I haven't deserted you yet. Look, okay, good. I got it. All right, let's get back to where we were. All right. All righty. So there's your trade plan. But the first thing you want to do, and I'm going to switch gears, and I'm going to go through the trading course. Now I'm going to give you a quick preview of what Igor and I are going to take you through here. So we're going to do that and walk you. I'm going to walk you through it. But this is how I really want you to learn. So that's why I'm sharing it here right now. All right. So this is a section. This is giving you an idea of what we're doing. Each lesson will be a different section. Okay. Option basics. You already may know puts and calls. We're not going to spend hours and days and weeks on it. We expect that you know it, but we are going to cover options chains, expiration dates, intrinsic, extrinsic. We are going to cover the Greeks more in depth, delta, gamma, theta, vega. We're going to cover those, how to apply those Greeks in your trading. This is the basics. This is where you guys really need to start. Then, before you can develop a trade plan, understanding what strategies you want to employ. Option selling strategies. Again, we start with selling puts, selling calls, short strangles. Okay, why those trades are really the fundamental building blocks of everything that we do here is knowing short selling strategies and how to perfect selling naked, selling strangles. Okay, then we get into spreads. Once you know that, we can work on spreads. We'll get into verticals, bull and bear spreads, iron condors, and calendar spreads, which are horizontal spreads, and some diagonals as well. We'll get into that piece. All right, then some more advanced strategies, covered calls, which some of it may not be an advanced strategy, but it's different than the norm. Cash secured puts, dividend capture. Not my favorite things, but I want to make sure we go through those with you, and butterfly strategies as well. Okay, so I want to make sure, and again, we'll probably bring Gabe in for some of these things as well too. And then the 1-1x trade. So the basics of the bear trap 1-1-2, how to use the LT as a ladder, how to use it as a hedge. And then we get into risk management, position sizing, hedging, technical analysis, And then how to build your trade plan. So that you're building your trade plan comes from once you've got a sense of what the strategies are. Okay. And then we'll finish with how to review your portfolio, trading psychology, how to trade for a living, how to set that up to trade for a living. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to pull in some stuff on fixed income trading as well. So Ed, I'll be hitting you up for some potentially Ed jumping in for a week on a session too. Ed doesn't know that yet, so this is the first time he's hearing about that. All right, so you want to understand your strategies first, and then build your trade plan around your strategies. But don't start trading till you have a plan. Because if you ask me, well, what do I do with this? I'm going to say, well, what does your plan say? And if you say, I don't know, then I'm going to tell you to go back, okay, maybe exit the trade, okay, and start again. Don't trade till you have the plan. Start building your trade plan. I don't care how rudimentary it is. It can be on paper, and scan it, and we'll look at it. All right, so strategy guys, build your trade plan. Then I cover how to trade the 112, how to trade strangles on futures, some options trading mistakes to avoid, how to trade weekly strangles, which I don't really do that as much anymore, but you can see how that plan was set up. There's some information here on the bear trap trade. So this is the original bear trap, I believe. Here, how to manage your portfolio, how to set up your charts properly, how I trade leaps, as well as my current trade plan is in here. So you can click on the trade plan and see the previous, well, this year's trade plan. There's a new trade plan for 2024, more extensive. That's going to come out at the same time with the new spreadsheet. But this trade plan will get you through all of my strategies and how to use those. Okay. Oh, here's the original bear trap. Sorry. So here's the original bear trap. You want to learn exactly how we trade that original bear trap. You can go through my original training on this, on exactly how the original bear trap was created and how to use it. Still a fantastic trading strategy. I still like it a lot. Talking about strangles here, and the 112 is the dynamic duo. We trade the standard 112. This one is on the FB, the fat bastard 112. Here's how to adjust your 112 trades. Here's another on how to make more adjustments on long-term 112 trades. Here's more adjustments for 112 trades in the portfolio. Here's how to trade the 1122. Okay, how we came up with that. Here's a little bit more on my trading of strangles. This is more recent. And then here is some live trading. So anything we're doing specifically with you guys here as members would be found in strategy guides. Everything else is in the video vault. That's all daily videos that I put out every single day. There's a video every day. Now, those of you that have watched on YouTube, you know that already. But there might be more things that you're not familiar with. They're all here. Okay? There are hundreds of videos in here. You can do a search and try to find some things that you may find that may work for you. Okay, but start watching this and maybe work your way backwards. Okay, on it. But there's daily stuff in here. I cover the markets daily. I cover technical analysis daily. I cover some of the trades we're closing. I might cover portfolio. All of that stuff's here in the video vault. Zoom sessions here is where I post the fact that we have a live Zoom session, okay, which I did today. So please pay attention to the dates and the times, okay? 1 p.m. Eastern, okay? This is my personal Zoom room. I do have other businesses that I run on the side, and I do use it. So if you're trying to pop in at all kinds of crazy hours into my Zoom room, I'm probably not going to let you in, but I may be with other people in there. So you never know. So pay attention to the time. Sure, be here early, 10 minutes early. You know, early is on time is late. Okay, but pay attention to the dates. Okay, just because it's here doesn't mean you know, there's a Zoom today. Just look at the date. And we know that was today. All right, forums. Get into the forums. This is the best place to post ideas. Okay, you can browse through this forum. You can do a search. Okay, there's all kinds of great stuff in here. Okay, look through these. You know, look through the forum posts. Find things that you like. Oh, there's something on BIL. Is that something that's helpful? Maybe not. Okay, maybe there's better things to find than that. Back testing. Okay, and then anything that people, portfolio margin guide. Okay. Okay. What is portfolio margin? A little guide on that. Okay. Some good stuff in there on portfolio margin. All kinds of stuff in the forum here. Okay. We had created this hedging discussion before the forum, really, but this hedging discussion, you can create hedging discussions in the forum as well. But if you go to hedging discussion down here, you will find more stuff on hedging than you care to learn about hedging. So follow up, check out hedging. If you want to learn some different types of hedges that we may put on or that other people may put on, do that. Back tests are down here. Either back tests that I've done, back tests that other people are doing in here. So there may be some really cool back tests. You'll find a lot of back tests of mine in here on a lot of the trades that I do through, in various areas. So sorry about that. Just taking a look down here. So if you see something, okay, doesn't mean I'm still doing it, but I will give you back tests on things that could be ideas. Here's a 0 DTE, 10 wide, 7 delta, okay, with a 90% profit target, okay, stopping the short. Okay, here's the trade. Okay, so I'm giving you the trade. You can see what the conditions are. You want to run those on Option Omega yourself, or if you want us to run a back test, you can also message me on that. We can try to run a back test for you. Trading as a business down here, lots of good stuff on how to take your trading from a hobby to a business if you want to do that. Some good resources to get started on that. Thinkorswim forum. So if you're using TOS, all kinds of stuff you can complain about here. Broker forum, I can complain about your brokers here, but the differences in the different broker platforms that you may find. And then down here too is a voice channel. So hello to those of you that are in this voice channel, which is 3 of you right now. You do not have to jump into the voice channel, but you can. I'm going to jump back out. Okay. But we will at times we will do something in the voice channel as well. So those are your main, those are your main channels to get used to here. Just make sure you read through them, explore around, check out all the pinned posts first. Okay. I think there is a trade plan one. Is that in the forum? Excuse me if I can't remember everything. There's a trade journal spreadsheet example thing, but I thought there was a trade plan. Share your trade plan. Okay, so if you want to share your trade plan, no one's ever done that. I don't know why. If you want to share your trade plan, okay, go ahead and pop something in here pop your trade plan in here and tag me, and I will absolutely review it. If it's something that's more personal that you don't want to share, then we can talk about it potentially. I try not to do anything offline because I feel everybody can learn. However, post it there and we'll review it. And we'll go through your trade plan. Also, something you're doing, maybe something I want to do or other members want to do that I don't do. Post it. We can all learn from it. It's a great opportunity. So post your trade plans. All right, so let's just see more messages here. All right, some good questions. I'll follow up with these as I get done here. All right. So you get a chance. So there's where we are on everything there. So strategy guides. Okay. All I want you to do is go to getting started, follow this plan, then hop into strategy guides and go through all of the strategy guides and make sure you're checking out pinned messages, okay, in any of the channels that have interest to you, especially the main chat. Okay, so start with getting started, go to strategy guides, and then check out the pin posts in the main chats, and then you can start watching, the IN Vault videos with you. And once you've done that and don't trade, for about a week. And then in the alerts up here, okay, follow alerts, look at the original date, okay. Hey, this date was on 10/9. So say, hey, should I still do this trade? No, it was from 10/9. Okay, there'll be more trades, but you can at least see what's going on. Potentially, if we've adjusted some trades here, you may want to, book something in there. All right. And Kathy Valentine's another trader that I know very, very well. So Kathy's a really, really good trader here. So Jim, Kathy, and several of us get together every single Sunday and trade. So Kathy, if you see her around, hey, she's gonna let you know. Okay, follow your own trade plan. Okay, she and I are on the same wavelengths on that stuff. So yes, make sure you're putting together your plan, and then ask questions. If it's trade related, ask a question here. I will get to these questions for you. So we'll get to do that. And if you have your own trades, don't tell me in alerts that you put a trade on. Go to member trades and put in the trade before you close it, and then reply to your own trade when you close it. Okay, so that you can update us with how it's going, because people may find some really great things to jump into. All right, I hope this was helpful to you. I think I've covered pretty much anything. Yeah, if you have some specifics, I really don't like to deal with a lot of direct messages on Discord. So if you can, ask the question in chat. If it requires a direct message because it's more sensitive, okay, then we can maybe pull it offline, but ask first on it. Don't just start messaging me, because we've got hundreds of members, and if they all DM me, I'll never get to anything. And what happens too is I might be on my phone and I'll read your message, but then when I get back to my computer where I'm going to respond, because I got to look up the whole trade, okay, I've forgotten that you even messaged me. Okay, so if I don't respond to you, I will. Just be patient with me, and sometimes just hit me up a second time if you haven't heard back in a couple hours on it. On option Omega for back testing, I just test using SPY. It's pretty much the way I have to test. You can't really test ES and MES there, but all I'm testing is, I don't really care about the specifics of how did it do during COVID? I don't care. How's it doing now? Okay, and what's your plan if there's a sell-off? You don't need to backtest a trade. I backtest trades because I want to know, if I put this trade on, do I have positive expectancy? Meaning, do I think it'll work over the long term? Yes. Okay. It looks like this might work over the long term. So then let's trade it. Okay. The only way to really test a trade and how it's going to work in this environment is to actually trade it. Trade small, get in slow, don't put them all on at once. Okay? And I test it. I use option Omega to test out ideas. And if the idea seems viable, then maybe we'll post it in backtest. Okay. And if we post it in backtest, then maybe others will start to trade, or somebody will say, hey, I do that already. Great. What are you doing? Okay. We can find new trades all the time. Okay. So we want to experiment, but I invariably get the, well, how did this do during COVID? Well, we didn't have all of these trades necessarily during COVID, and my account was a different size. Okay. And I was doing different things during COVID potentially. Okay. So did I have the long-term 112? No, not during COVID. Was I trading 112 trades? Well, yeah, but how would they react during COVID? Well, it depends. Okay. Did I follow my plan? Yeah. Did you take any losses? You can absolutely take losses during COVID. And guess what? You can make them all back within like a 3-month period. Okay. If it happens again, it happens again. Well, what about then? Shouldn't you hedge? Hedging is really a matter of personal preference and your trade plan. Do you want to build a hedge, and what are you hedging? And you'll hear me say that a lot. So when we talk about hedging, which is what every new member wants, is hedging. Okay. Hey, can we hedge? I don't know. Can you? What do you want to hedge? I don't hedge a 112 trade because it's 20% out of the money. Okay? The market has to absolutely crash 10 to 20% for me to even think about getting assigned on it. And maybe I could roll. I just follow my plan. What if the market crashes 10% tomorrow? Then we're all going to take losses. Okay. Then I'm going to close out on my trades the way I'm supposed to. I'm going to take 2x or 3x losses or whatever it is on them. And I'm going to take losses. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to put brand new trades right back on in the high volatility to take advantage of where we are. And we're going to make that money back. Okay. So it's all good. Do you want to, what should I hedge for the black swan? You can. I mean, you can hedge for an asteroid hitting Earth tomorrow too, if you want. I'm not sure it's going to happen, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't. What is your trade plan? What are you uncomfortable with, okay, that you want to hedge? Well, I have my retirement plan, my retirement account here, and it's 1.2 million. Then yeah, you probably should be a lot more conservative. Okay. So what kind of hedges do you want to have on? What kind of trades do you want to have on? How much T-bill usage do you want to have on? If I've got a, and I do have other accounts. So if I have $1 million account, okay, do I have, a $500,000 worth of strangles? No. Okay. Am I still trying to hit 3% on a $1.2 million account? No. Okay. I have a much lower target on a 1.2 or a $7 million account. Okay. On a $7 million account, I don't need 3% a month. Okay, maybe I'm at 1%. Maybe I'm at 1.2%. Okay, I'm only using 25% or 30% of my buying power potentially. Maybe I'm using PM, and maybe I'm trading SPX, not ES, so I don't have span margin use. And I'm maxing out my T-bill here. Well, are you buying treasuries or are you buying T-bill ETF? It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. I like the T-bill ETF because it's easy to get in and out of quickly for me if I need to, and I've had to in the past. And two, I don't care about paying a little bit of a fee to not have to deal with tracking all of these different things. I like the simplicity of bill, okay, or any of the other T-bills out there. But if you like going to auction and buying the individual T-bills, great. There's plenty of people here that do that. That is right up Ed's alley. I'm sure he'd love to talk to you about it. Okay, so I want you to make sure that you have your plan and you figure out your plan. If you ask me about hedging, I'm going to want to know what size account do you have? How's your account configured? And what is it that you're hedging? I don't hedge 112s. They already have a put debit spread in it. Okay. They're already 20% out of the money on the naked puts. Am I hedging strangles? Well, not really. I close at a 2x loss. Okay. So I'm not really hedging my strangles. If I hit a loss, I hit a loss. You know what? I've got trade on live cattle. Well, that trade's now down 150% now with a big giant down day today. Oh, well, okay. Are you going to hedge it? I'm not going to hedge it. Okay. If I take a loss, I take a loss. Okay. 2x loss is going to be less than 2% of my account. I'm okay with losing 2% of my account. I'll get it back next time. Okay. I have a 90% win rate on strangles. I'm okay losing 1 out of every 10 strangles. All right, real quick, and I'll just jump in. Here's the new version of the trade tracker. You guys will get this, but this is what I'm using it for my videos. This will be today. I'll be entering this information here. So I track my delta, I track my theta, I track my BP usage, I track my net lick, which is doing fantastic. Okay, I'm tracking my realized because that's what I focus on is my realized gains. I also track my net lick. No, it's not negative. I just haven't posted anything today. Okay. And then down here, this is some of the new stuff is by strategy. I can see how I'm doing. Okay. How's the long-term 112 doing? It's doing fantastic. Of the $96,000 I've generated this year. Okay. And I am up 38.7% this year. Okay. Why am I not up more? Last year I was up 80%. This is exactly why I'm not up more right now. Okay, long-term 112, beautiful, 45. And I've transitioned from not doing it to doing 1 contract to doing 2 contracts, okay, twice a month. So now you can see it's really starting to crank here, $45,000 this year. Strangles. Oh, but I'm going to lose on an LE strangle, or I'm going to lose on oil or gold. Yeah, You lose on them periodically. Okay. Well, I had a bad month back here. That's a $19,000 loss in March on strangles. Why? Because I lost at least 3 gold strangles, a meta strangle, and I think one other strangle. So, hey, when you're losing strangles that are 2% of your account, okay, that are $5,000 each, it doesn't take many to get a pretty good loss. Okay, but I did not give up on gold strangles, and I just kept chunking money back into the account and had a very good month last month. So I'm still up 35 grand, okay, on strangles. It's all good. 112 trades. I'm up 20% on just 112 trades. 0 DTE. Look what happened to me back in April. Okay, I gave it up because I did not like the way I was trading. I didn't want to throw all my money away on 0 DTE. So I took it way down, and then I started to scale back in. Okay, I have not traded hardly anything this month, but you know, I'm now back on a roll. But I made 10 grand on it for the year. That's fine. Leap puts was a really, really good trade, except back in March, I got stopped out. Okay, then I was putting them back on, and what I decided to do was get out of it. So I just exited what I had because I wanted to use that buying power to do more 112 trades, okay, which is starting to now pay off, okay? So I got out of it here, started getting 60-day 112 trades on, okay, and now, okay, I'm making $4,000 a month on it. So I'm having a fantastic month this month doing it. Leap, I'm not saying it's not a good strategy. I had a bad month on it because I got stopped out on a handful. And then I was back on my way of doing fine. But then I just pulled it off the table. And then spec trades have always been the death of me. Anyway, spec trades are just our trades maybe on stocks or other things that are not part of any of these main strategies. Okay, and I'm down on those, so I don't win everything. Okay, and imagine if I didn't do any spec trades or leap puts for the year, that'd be up another $15,000. Okay, for the year. But I learned stuff here, and I think I'm a better trader because of it. Okay, I learned what's working here. Okay, and I've had some pretty good months. Okay, and most of these losses on spec trades are all hedges. Okay, there's a lot of hedges in these spec trades, which is why I hate hedges too. So a good chunk of this loss is hedges. All right, and my open trades. I've got my open trades here that are working, so I can see what's open. Okay, and my numbering for you guys, and then closed trades. I'm moving away from all these tabs, so I'm actually getting rid of all these tabs. All my closed trades are in a row, in one tab now. I will get rid of all of these other tabs, so I'll be getting rid of the spec tab because everything's already accounted for, and the 0 DT is all accounted for. The futures 112s are all accounted for in here now, but it allows me to create pivot tables, which if you're not familiar with pivot tables allow me to extract the data out so that I can start to build those reports that you saw. And I'm starting to even work down here on looking at tickers and looking at different things like strangles. Okay, how am I doing on strangles and different underlyings? Okay, how have I done overall on nat gas? Well, I'm up a little bit on nat gas strangles. 6A strangles have been the most profitable. Oil strangles have been very profitable. ES strangles very profitable. Gold strangles very profitable. Okay, HE strangles. So if I'm going to be trading lean hogs or something, those have been good. Okay, I didn't do too well on a ZB strangle. I took 2 losses back in here, and then some winners. I'm not giving up on it yet. Okay, soybeans took a loss back in here. We took a loss on soybean strangles. So anyway, I'm tracking my individual trades, seeing how they're going. There's that stupid meta strangle down here. That thing cost me a bunch, which is why I hate stocks. Okay, so I'm by using some pivot tables, and I'm really just simplifying it to 3 tabs: daily, open, closed. And then something will move from the open category, and I post it in the top of the closed category, and I'll get rid of all these other tabs down at the bottom. All right, so that gives you a sense of what's going on with the new spreadsheet. All right. All right, I think we got to go. It's long, and I apologize for this being lengthy, but I hope it was good for you guys here. The long-term 112 is 120 days. Okay. And I do those every 2 weeks religiously on ES, and I don't stop. Okay. That's where the majority of my money goes. Okay. Those trades take 50%, of my buying power, at least, to do the long-term 112. Then I sprinkle in the 60 DTE, other 112s and strangles and things like 90-day strangles and all the rest of those things. Right. But the 120 DTE, typically it'll come off around 30 Ds less is when the naked puts will come off. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Let's let you guys go before you get overloaded here. But I hope this was helpful. This is an hour and 26 minutes that you'll never get back. Rewatch this, but learn how to navigate here. And I think you guys are going to be in great shape. So welcome to everybody who's new. Those of you that are current members that joined in today, great. I'm glad to see here trying to learn more, trying to use the system and what we do to the best of your abilities. All right, guys, take care. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Enjoy the remainder of the day. Let's hope that we can get live cattle back in the saddle again. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.